If you're not listening to the Smoke World podcast, you're wasting your time, you mortal.
What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of Smoke World. I'm your host, Stone. So go grab that stick. Go grab a glass or whatever you're drinking. Let's sit back and have the conversation. Hey! Today's program is brought to you by Tobacco Phil, 1102 North DuPont Highway. That's in Newcastle, Delaware. That's a hidden gem cigar lounge. If you don't know, now you know. 5 cigars, get one free. Tell them Smoke World sent you, and you get 10% off all purchases. Today's podcast is my man Jonas from Blackbird Cigar. We're at the lounge. He's breaking down Cigar 101. So you're going to have to excuse the audio because we're in the lounge. It's a large lounge, and you can hear what he's saying. We got a group of brothers and sisters of the leaf. He's giving us a quick education on cigars. So sit back, grab your cigar. Maybe you can go uno for mano for uno for what he's got going on. Relax, do what you do, enjoy the show.
I just want to know that everybody's ready. We're going to try to do it as quick as possible, unless you guys are entertained by what I'm going to do with you. If you can have a glass of liquor like this also, you will enjoy the experience. If you're driving, just have 1 ounce, so you can have the whole experience. You got it, my man? You got the pack open? All right?
Well, I just said I gotta go get some.
You want to get something? Yeah, I got something. All right. Let me wait for the gentleman to go get some liquor. But what you have over there is what we do at the factory when we are blending a cigar. So we never make cigars just because, oh, we like this. No. It's about what the market needs, and then we go and make the cigar. So cigar number 1 over there is not considered a cigar because it's not complete. You have a cylinder. It's only the filler. Cigar number 2 is the filler and the binder. The cigar number 3 is the final product that we really want to make. The cigar that we're talking today, which is the Superb. All right? You guys understand? You can always ask any questions if you want. Because of course this is about, I came from the Dominican Republic just for you. So we can have an awesome experience. And I hope after this you want to come to the Dominican Republic and have a real deal. The cigar trip, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's wait for the gentleman. You got your drink, sir? Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2 1 2.
What's up? It's about to go down.
Hello.
That's what he do.
3. Oh, it's better now? Yeah, it's way better. That's how to do it? Altitude? That's altitude. All right, you got that, all right? Okay, so something beautiful about that tobacco is the same seed, you can grow it in different places. Let's say, we're gonna make, what's your name, sir?
Yeah.
Joe? All right, Joe, let's say we have a tobacco seed called Joe. If that tobacco seed, we grow it in the Dominican Republic, the same seed in Nicaragua, the same seed we grow it in Honduras. The beautiful thing is, depending on the soil, the weather, the climate, everything is going to taste different with the same seed. That's why I think tobacco is very beautiful, because with the same stuff, you can just grow in different places to create different blends. The difference between Cubans and Dominicans, Nicaraguans, is that we work to blends. Blends is that you use tobacco from different places. The most of the time, Cubans call puro instead of cigar, because every single tobacco is from the same country. That's the difference between calling a puro or calling a cigar. Okay, so I want you to please light up cigar number 1. And I want you to know the cigar, the final product, is supposed to be medium body, hints of sweetness, hints of white pepper, cinnamon aroma. That's like the main basics tasting notes for the final product. Cigar number one, you're smoking just the filler of this product. So, you're supposed to have gentle white pepper, cinnamon aroma, medium body, hints of sweetness. In PA, Gene said that it tastes like shoe fly pie. I don't know why. That's what he said.
She told me the same thing.
So cigar number one. Okay. So when you guys smoke a cigar number one, I wanna ask you a question. Before we make our final product, there's a couple stuff that we need to define. Some of them is we need to define how many sizes we're gonna make that blend. Because the same blend tastes different in different sizes. What's the aroma we're looking for? What else do you think we need to define before we make the final product? Okay, so he say age. What tobacco, how aged we want to use the tobacco. He say taste, the strength that we're gonna define, if it's gonna be mild, medium, or full. Something very important, how balanced we want it. Because if we want a mild cigar, but we overloaded in ligero tobacco, we not balance the tobacco. So it's gonna turn to something that is not mild. And something that I think nowadays is the most important stuff, complexity. The transitions in every third. I'm not saying that it's a bad cigar if you have everything one dimension, but it can be a very good boring cigar. So I prefer that you have transitions so you don't get bored of the cigar. That's why I always say, we don't make cigars for us. We make cigars for you. And we hope that the blends that we make for you, you enjoy it enough that you want to repeat and keep supporting the brand and of course supporting the lounge. So, cigar number one, be honest with me. Are you feeling gentle white pepper? Are you feeling medium body? Are you feeling cinnamon aroma?
Heavy.
Honestly? But the pepper is gentle or is too much? You think it's gentle? Retro health to see if it's gentle. It's not gentle. Okay, so remember, when I ask you the question, you gotta say yes because I'm here. This is not the final cigar. So it's not gentle. It's supposed to be gentle.
But on the retro, you get the pepper.
Exactly. So we're looking for something gentle. Gentle white pepper. We're looking for slightly cinnamon aroma. I'm not getting aroma from that. I'm close to this guy. I'm not getting the cinnamon aroma from the cigar number one. Do you?
No, I'm not.
All right. So let's see if the questions help you now. Do you feel like the cigar is not at the point it's supposed to be like? I'm tasting something like it's not defined, like it's here and there, hit or miss.
I agree. It ain't there.
Of course, it's not finished. It's one dimension, but you're not getting everything that I told you. Like, it tastes complex. Just pepper, straight pepper, a strength that is not defined. The best way to describe it is not with harmony. Harmony is very important when you're blending a cigar. Without harmony, you cannot really appreciate the experience of the cigar. So you're not enjoying the cigar. It's not enjoyable. So put it down, because that cigar is not meant to enjoy. That cigar is to show you how many bad cigars we need to smoke. We need to, before we put a great cigar in your hands. You don't want to feel the burnout palate with a bad cigar and smoke it 10 times in a day. It's a little crazy. So, while you take a little break, I want to ask you a question. The draw in the cigar is very important. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So, why it's very important to have a perfect draw? When I say perfect draw, it's not too loose, it's not too tight. Right?
Right.
So, why we need a perfect draw? Only you, tell me. Guess. Why do we need a perfect draw?
If it takes
I'm gonna help this guy.
Keep it plain.
If you're gonna buy a cigar
With experience.
to burn your money, you gotta burn it right. Right? So this is the thing. When the draw is too loose, the heat goes up and it will change the flavor of the cigar. You can touch at the middle of the cigar, and if the heat goes up, it's gonna change the flavor. If the draw is too tight, eventually it's gonna plug, and your $20 went to trash, right? It's gonna plug, and all the nicotine is gonna come to the top. It's also gonna turn bitter, but you're not gonna be able to really appreciate the experience of the smoke. So, the other question before cigar number 2 is, how much you like to have an even burn in the cigar? Why you like that?
Yeah.
Why you like even burn?
Because it's part of the smoke. As far as it doesn't keep it even, so you gotta keep putting your lighter to it.
Okay. So it looks beautiful, right? When you have the even burn. So what do you want to add?
If it's uneven, the cigar is gonna take you.
Not necessarily bitter, but it can change the flavor. It can be bitter as well. So sometimes when it's too windy, it's not manufacturer's fault. When it's too windy, it can affect. But to have a good even burn, it's about the positioning of the leaf. First, and the roller have to roll it right. The stuff is. There's a difference in the tobacco leaf, the plant. You have seco, you have viso, you have ligero tobacco. I'm going to repeat it again because I'm going to ask you a question. Seco, viso, and ligero. Those are the names in the plant. Seco tobacco get the least sunlight. That's why it's light brown, kind of yellowish. Combustion. Viso is right in between, light brown. You can get aroma, you can get some taste from there. Ligero, you got strength, thicker leaf, get more sunlight. Shorter leaf because of the sun. So, based on what I told you, only one person I'm going to ask, maybe you can help me. If we're going to make a cigar to try to have an even burn, and you're going to be a roller, where are you going to position the leaf if we only have seco tobacco and ligero tobacco to keep it simple for you? Will you put ligero in the center and seco around it? Or will you put seco around it and ligero, seco in the middle and ligero around it? What will you do? If you want, I can repeat. I'm going to give you a cigar if you want to write. What did I say? What did I say the latest part? Seco in the middle and around ligero? That's what I said the last. Why you say ligero around the seco? You know the answer? No? No? So the slower burner, where will you put it? Outside or inside? Who said it first? You have one free cigar. Inside. You have to put the lazy burner inside, the seco around it, because the seco has the combustion, like I told you. The ligero is thicker, has more oils, and it's a lazy burner. So don't you pay attention that sometimes when you're smoking a cigar and you jam to tap the ash, please don't do like this. You know how long it takes to make a premium cigar? When you do that like a cigar, please. I'm going to ask you that later. How long do you think it takes? So you gently tap the ash, and you have the pyramid shape, like it looks like this, the ash. That's because that roller, that factory, put the tobacco leaf on the right spot. So you have the seco that has combustion, and it will keep the slower burner burning. That's why you have the point. The point is the inhaler tobacco. Okay, so, any questions before we go to cigar number 2? It can be 2 things because I cannot judge it. You can have a cigar that have more seco tobacco and a little bit of diesel to make a mild cigar, and you probably don't have the pyramid shape because of the lack of ligero. But if it's not the reason, so the positioning of the leaf is not right, or the seco tobacco is wet, or it was not aged enough to be there. So there's a couple factors before we judge it straight up. All right, so let's go cigar number 2. We're only gonna add 1 leaf, which is the binder of that cigar, and let's see if you feel any difference. Let me light up my cigar because I really want to smoke too. Smell.
White.
Smell. When you light up that cigar, you gave me the smell of a little bit of cinnamon already. Did you feel a little bit of cinnamon? Aroma? We just add 1 leaf. That's the same cigar number 1 with 1 leaf. The binder. Keep smoking it. While you keep smoking that cigar, I'm going to tell you, Blackbird, we created the brand of Blackbird for modern mindsets. People, it's not about the age, it's about modern. But respecting the craft. I believe we need to respect the craft because it takes a long time to make a cigar. If you don't properly do that cigar, you guys are not going to have a great experience. We're going to charge this guy $50.
Right. 200.
It's not. Shut up. So, any questions for now? Do you feel any difference? Do you feel that the strength or the pepper mellow a little bit?
Yeah.
And the retro, what do you feel, sir? All right. Do you find this a little bit interesting now? Yeah? Yes, sir. So you feel milder than the other one. So this feels more mellow than the number 1? Great. So it's refining towards the final brand. All right? Keep smoking it. Okay, question for you. How long do you think, if you're going to grow the tobacco by yourself, you're not going to buy tobacco from anyone. You're going to grow the tobacco, you're going to ferment the tobacco, you're going to cure the tobacco by yourself. Then you're going to make a line of cigars. If you're going to properly do the brand, how long, as minimum, do you think it would take to make your first premium cigar?
1 year.
1 year, he said. Who agrees with the gentleman? You said 1 year? 2 years? 2 years? 5 years? Huh? 6.5. All right. Of course, it depends on the brand. Of course, it depends on the tobacco. But as minimum, premium cigar, not bundle. I'm talking a cigar that is $10 in a month. It requires a minimum of 3 years and a half. 3 years and a half, because the growing process, you're gonna plant the seed. It's gonna take around 3 months to take out the flower, the leaves. Then in the farms, you let it cure for 60 days, 45 days. Then you take it to the sorting facility. Then you let it rest in the pacas. You take away the central vein. It's a process. So you gotta let it rest for 2 years. Then you gotta make the cigar. Then you gotta let it rest. If the tobacco is aged enough, in 90 days you're good. But if you wanna go more like, I want more care for my cigar, 6 months, 8 months, 1 year. It will depend. But that will depend like in how much you really want to put the value of your cigar. If you want to just bump cigars in 60 days, you can make a couple of $5 cigars. No problem. But cigars is a choice. It's not a necessity, but you choose to relax with cigars, which I think is great. People say, oh, the connoisseur, people kill people, whatever. Let me tell you. My great-grandmother died at the age of 108, smoking cigars since the age of 15. Please, McDonald's kill more people than cigars. Am I right?
Yes. Absolutely. Sugar.
In and out.
All that.
Relaxation, I believe, is healthy too. Everything in excess, whatever, it's fine. But, what do you think, sir? I like your phrase already. It seems that you got an it's good enough right there, but it's not finished. And you're already enjoying it. You guys have any questions? All right, I'm gonna give you one. Why do you think cigar bands were created? The ring of the cigar. Huh? You're close. It actually began because a queen of Russia don't want her fingers to sting. And she did a silk band. And after that, it became the branding for us, which I think is amazing because otherwise it will be another cigar. How many of you really think consistency is important? Yeah? But how many of you, when you come to the humidor, you ask, what's new? So I want to really tell you, it's good that you keep asking about what's new. But it's way better when you ask, what's that system doing? You know why? Because great companies and great cigars will try to always keep consistency. All right, so there's a couple things. There's some human factors and some natural factors. When you have a high demand and you have lack of tobacco because the crop that you're doing every year, maybe you're not having enough rain, maybe somebody else already bought your tobacco before you went to buy the tobacco, and other stuff, which I believe is what we're working on. We believe in respect, the consumer, the brand, the craft, you, the shop, and everything. When I say respect, when your cigar is not on point, I don't ship it. I tell you it's not ready yet. Pick this one. That's respect. And sometimes the blend changes, and everything that started with a passion now is I want to make more money. But I believe that the side effect of being successful is money. So first, care about your product. Money will come while you're giving a great service and a great product to a consumer. Does that answer your question? It's about that. So let's go. Let's go to the final product. Let's see how much changes. We are adding just one more leaf. So you have filler, binder, wrapper. The final product. I think I used tobacco for 3 years and more. But the cigar, that one is good for about 7 months. So that's the Habano wrapper. Habano wrapper is well known for being oil, medium body and strength. So you're typically going to feel a little bit sleepy in your lips because of the Habano wrapper. So now, every time you smoke, you light up a cigar. The first thing I do is light it up very close to my nose so I can feel the aroma. Let's see if you get some of the cinnamon. The taste has to be a little bit sweet. Natural from the tobacco. We don't use no flavoring, no infusion over there. Gentle white pepper in the rest will help. Medium body. I can say that cigar is elegant, like at any time of the day. Why I say at any time of the day? Because we blend the cigar by the time of the day. We have Jack Finch, Root, Crow, Unkind, Cuco, and all of that is by the time of the day. You have a question, sir? Great question. Great question. All right. So from 1% to 100%, how much do you think the wrapper apports to the experience of the smoke?
Say it again, what's the question? Say it,
All
wrapper.
right. From 1% to 100%, how much do you think the wrapper apports to the experience of the smoke?
20.
You said 20. What you said? 80%. What you said? 70. 50. Okay. Well, I'm gonna give you my explanation because there's a lot of guys that know cigars in the industry. But I'm gonna give you first by math, then by the real stuff. If we're gonna make a total cigar which is 52 by 6, we need around 5 to 7 leaves in the filler, then the binder, then the wrapper. By math, what's the percentage? The wrapper will be around 25.
Right.
20 to 25. Right? If we go to that size, it's a 44 by 4, we have maybe 2.5 leaves, binder and wrapper. We go into 45 probably. 40, 45. That will give you that's the right idea of the math. But there are some wrappers that has more flavors and strength than others. Connecticut has a bitter taste by nature. You're always gonna feel that sensation if the filler or the binder were not processed in a way to take away the bitter. For example, if you have the Habano wrapper, I think that one approaches around 30 to 25% depending on the size, because it is not too much power. But depending on the size, you're gonna get more flavors. That's why when I was talking with the guys, anybody that went there and got talked to me, I always put a Corona and a Toro of the same blend, and I told them it's the same blend, but you're gonna have a different performance just by you having another size. So the thing is, no matter what your favorite size, always try another one because it will give you another performance. If you like big cigars, that's fine. But when you go down to a Corona, the flavors will be more intense. So, in average, depending on the leaf, depending on the size, will be between 15 to 40, 45. That will be the range here. But the other spectrum will be, if you make a cigar with only Seco tobacco, and then you put a good Cobra San Andres wrapper, probably will give you 70% because the Seco tobacco does not give you too much flavor and strength. That will change the stuff. So that's the factor of that. That's a great question, by the way. So, no. This the same tobacco filler, the same binder and filler, and the final product. So you have cigar number 1 and 2 and 3 at the same time. You understand? Cigar number 1 was just the filler, whatever is inside. Then you get the cigar number 2, filler and binder. Cigar number 3 is filler, binder, and wrapper of that product. All right? Do you feel any difference now in cigar number 3? All right, so let's do something a little bit funny that we do at the factory. I want you to pull from the cigar and throw it to your left. And then throw it to your right. And tell me, honestly, if you feel something different. Throw a left, throw a right. Any difference?
I'm thinking strong with my right.
What? Funny, huh? With the same cigar, you have a different experience on the sides. That's very funny, huh? That's because of your taste buds. You didn't get it? You drinking something already. That already changed. But some people don't feel it because everybody has different organisms. But you're supposed to get something different. It's slightly different. One side you're gonna get more pepper than the other one. The other one will give you more of the flavor and the sweetness, right? Something else that we do is to try to put the cigar to the center to feel pepper at the tip of the tongue.
Very spicy. Yeah. It's very spicy.
Like that, you will feel a little tingle, a little something tingling at the tip of the tongue. If the cigar has some pepper. So, something else that we can do if you have liquor, now that you take the cigar, I want you to sip the liquor. Sip the liquor. Little sip. Wash your mouth. Swallow. Alright? Now try your cigar again. Try your cigar again. Tell me if something opens up. If you have liquor. You change it. The liquor enhances the flavor of the tobacco. That's where you get it done. A lot of people smoke and drink and they don't pay attention to that. Right? You feel anything different? Alright. You want to do something more deep? Let's go. What's your favorite side? Left or right? Alright. Come from the cigar. Throw it to your right. Throw it to your right. No, throw it to your right. Right. Alright? Throw it to your right. Right. Now, you do to your right. Alright? Now, drink and hold the drink. Hold the drink in your right side for a couple of seconds before you swallow. Okay? Now, you're doing it. Now, throw it to your right. What do you feel? What do you feel? Intense. That's right. And I feel something in my lower gums. Right? Now, just try your drink. Try to drink again. And now you're gonna do this with your drink. Throw the smoke inside the glass.
Smoke in the glass.
You guys don't have the right glass, but if you need to throw it twice, throw it twice. All right? There you go. There you go.
That's good. What kind of drinking?
This is a tequila. Enjoy. Wow.
I gotta try that when I get one.
The smoke, damn great. It mellows the alcohol. I love Francisco. Yeah, that's another way to do it. Yeah. That is correct. But that's something that I like to do, so that way you can see that with the same cigar, you can have different experiences. With the same drink, you can have different experiences, but also you can use different drinks. The drinks that you prefer the most. If you don't drink alcohol, you can drink coffee, you can do tea. Anything. Alright? Any questions for me? Because I'm going to let you hang out now. I know this is a party place. So, I want to thank you so much for listening to me and have a great time. If you got more questions, I'm going to be over there.
All right, my man Jonas, we thank you for giving us the breakdown, the education on the cigar. Again, shout out to Tobacco Phil, 1102 North DuPont Highway. That's in Newcastle, Delaware. If you don't know, now you know. Go check them out. Buy 5 cigars, get 1 free. Don't forget to mention Smoke World Podcast sent you there, and you get 10% off. So, folks, we appreciate you listening here. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. Now, announcements. Some church announcements. June 25th. That's a Tuesday. I will be at Cigar Sessions. Now, that's at 17 Wood Street in Middletown, Delaware. My man DJ Ruckus will be in the building. We're doing cigar deals from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. So if you're not doing nothing, come on out. Grab your credit card. Make sure you bring a big container to brag to all your cigar boys who didn't make it that you got a deal of a lifetime. Well, people, SmokeWorldPodcast.com is the website. Stone at SmokeWorldPodcast.com is the email. I'm so appreciative of you. Thank you for listening. Huh? What? Instagram, Smoke World Podcast. Facebook, Smoke World Podcast is the same name. Tell who? Who you gonna tell? Your cousin, your auntie, your drunk uncle. Peace out.